What's up, everybody? My name is Bryce Wilson, and I want to welcome you to the Chincheck Podcast, a place where warriors come to tell their stories. My first guest is a real warrior, a warrior I've been watching behind the scenes from about 15 years ago up till now. I really admire his mind and his mindset, which is just a very strong, unapologetic black man. Ray Daniels.
My brother, thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming.
Man, I'm excited to be here, man. I like what you're doing because I feel like so many of us are fighting battles and we only celebrate the wins.
Exactly.
And it's like the battle is how you get to the celebration. Yep. So let's get into the battle. I love this, bro. Let's go.
Yeah, and everybody talks about the wins and you know, it's missing the path to get there.
That's why we watch movies. It's like, you know Superman's going to win.
Exactly.
But you still want to see him go through the adversity so you can see him come out on the other side.
Exactly.
That's why we go to movies, because we want to see ourselves in the character.
Yep. Yeah. So, speaking of adversity, I want to start off with you moved to Atlanta at the age of 12?
Yep.
From the Bronx?
Yeah.
Okay. The Bronx is literally like Mars to us New Yorkers.
The streets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Bronx is gritty and very real. And the
to this day, by the way.
Yes, to this day.
When I left, Brooklyn was street, now it's gentrified. You know, exactly. Queens, they always had a little bit of money, but the Bronx is still struggling.
Yeah. No offense, Bronx, but it seems like the hope is it's a little, that last on the line of gentrification.
Yeah.
So you left at 12, you came here and you started school. Bit of a culture shock, right?
It was actually a good culture shock. Growing up in New York is interesting because we were all poor, so we thought like poor people, right? Like, so, you know, of course you might high side on another person and be like, oh, look at my video game. Mm-hmm. But you still live in apartment 4D.
Yeah.
Your rent is $100 like mine.
Exactly.
You ain't no better.
Yeah.
When you came to Atlanta, it was the first time I saw people that weren't struggling. Like, you know, like I was in a free lunch line. I was in all of that. And I'm like seeing people who are like, mom and dad is working. I've never seen my mother or my father work in my life, the whole life until I moved here. Like that's how, because in New York, it's just everybody hustling, you know, like you can make money on the block, you know? So I came down here and it was a huge culture shock, but I will say this, I'm thankful for the New York experience because seeing the struggle really made me appreciate the Atlanta struggle. Because the Atlanta struggle is bad, but it's not as bad as New York, where in New York, if you live in Patterson Projects where I left, I still got family members in Patterson Projects. I left in 91. I don't know nobody in Hidden Woods where I lived at in like 97, 98. I don't know nobody over there, right? Because in Atlanta, the whole job is to get up and get out and get something, right? Like in New York, the whole job is to survive.
To survive, exactly.
So Atlanta was the first time I saw where we're not surviving, we're actually thriving if we want to.
Yeah. So Ray, this is how I do things here. We're going to do things by round. So round one, I want to understand the inception, how you decided this is the path you want to take.
Gotcha.
And what you went up against.
Love that.
Okay, so you're in Atlanta now.
Yep.
And you're seeing the landscape of Black America from this point of view is different.
Opportunity.
Right? Opportunity.
Lack of opportunity. That's
right.
Good.
How did you feel musically going from what you understood music to be in the Bronx to what you were now understanding music to be in Atlanta?
I'm glad you asked me that question because what I want people to understand about when I was in the Bronx, what we listened to in the Bronx was what everybody listened to. So like we listen to Big Daddy Kane, but if you listen to rap, you listen to Big Daddy Kane. You listen to Rakim, KRS-One, the whole country is listening to that. When you get to Atlanta, you hear Kilo, Raheem the Dream, Hitman Sammy Sam, DJ Jelly, MC Assault. And I'm like, MC Shadi, Baby D. I'm like, who are these people? But they were like famous in the city. It was like, no one cared that they wasn't known outside the country. It was like in New York, you had to be known. But in Atlanta, we didn't care. You just have to be that. So Atlanta really showed me that you can kind of, New York is, you know how we are. New York is very like MC, battle, rap, lyric. You know, like you know what I'm saying? When you came to Atlanta, it was just fun, girls, shake your booty. And it was like, oh, okay, you can make millions doing that. I didn't know you could do that. So that's what it was. Yeah.
So you didn't have like the elitist New York attitude. You were actually open to it. We couldn't afford to be elitist when I knew everybody had more than me. So it was more like I just appreciated
that I was in a different place where we didn't worry about gunshots. We didn't worry about people. Like I saw my first person get killed in front of me when I was like 7 years old. That's my daughter's age. I couldn't imagine Miyoki just playing on the stoop and see a man get killed and then come to us and I go to my mother and my mother's like, don't say nothing to nobody. You don't say nothing what you, like just think about that from a kid's standpoint.
Yep.
You watching murder happen and your mother is saying, that's not our business, look the other way.
Yeah.
Atlanta just opened up the world because it was violence here, but it wasn't as bad. It was like you could still go home and relax. And it's like having a basketball court in the backyard. Like I ain't got to work for the big kids to, you know what I mean? Just little stuff little luxuries that Atlanta provided that really made me say, I love it here. I ain't never leaving.
So you embraced it immediately?
Man, I embraced it because it was the first time in my life I said, man, I could be somebody. Like you got to remember, I never seen my mother work. I never seen my dad have a job. Like I never seen it. So it's like, work, what is that? We get over on the system. We get food stamps, welfare, SSI. We know how to get over. We smart as fuck. We know how to flip the shit. And Atlanta was the first time it wasn't about getting over. And the crazy part is the people here didn't even care. Like it wasn't like they were trying to get further. They just loved what they liked and had what they had. And it was like, so you're just, when you're in a project, you're always trying to get somewhere. And I just saw people in the suburbs that was like, no, we're home.
They're happy.
Yeah, it was like we're safe.
Yeah.
I never felt safe till I moved to Atlanta.
So when did you decide that music was what you wanted to do? Was it in junior high or high school?
It wasn't. I was 22.
Oh, wow.
I was 20. I was 21. So let me tell you the story. So I was trying to figure out life. Like I'm a young man. I'm lost. I know I'm lost. I know that school is not for me because I wasn't good at that. My mother's telling me to go to the Army, right? Because you can get a check. You know, black mother's gonna figure out how to get you and turn you into a check. My mom was like, go to the Navy, go to the Air Force. You can send me a check and you a check. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna sign up. I signed up, took the ASVAB test, everything passed it. And then my recruiter called me at 6 a.m. And I'm like, and I was like, hello? He was like, wake up, man. I'm like, yeah, but I was out last night. He was like, I don't care. This is your new life. You're going to have to get up every day at 6 a.m. anyway, so get up. I remember I went to my mom. I was like, I don't want to go to the Air Force. And she was like, do something. So I registered for Atlanta Metropolitan College. But I was working. It's weird because I was one of them people where, you know, them people that's like barely getting by, but as long as he's trying, he's doing something.
He's good, yeah. Exactly.
Right? It's like, he's in class. He doesn't know what he want to do with his life yet, but he's in class every day, and he's going to figure it out. And I knew that's where I was. And I see this guy's flagging me down, and he's like, pulls me over, and he's like, I need to talk to you ASAP. It's a regular dog. This could have been just anything about anything. And I called him. I'm like, yo. And I gave him my number. I'm lying. He called me every day for a month. Every night. But it was nighttime, like 11 o'clock. Yo, what you doing, bro? Pull over to the house. I'm like, what? Nigga, I'm not going to your house at 11 o'clock, nigga. Nigga, I don't know what's going on. So my roommate has a gun. So I'm like, yo, can you bring your gun with you? I'm going to this dude's house. I don't know where it's at. You know, we 20 years old. You know, you don't know who up to what at this time. You know, who on what drugs. You just don't know, right? And so I pulled up to his house, and he literally is like, since me and you have been kids, 7th grade, 8th grade, everywhere we went, when you talk, people listened. I'm like, really? I didn't notice that. I didn't even notice that myself. And he was like, when you talk, people listen. If you can talk about what I'm doing and people hear it and we can make some money. So I was like, this was the first time in my life, Bryce, where I'm like, wow, God finally put something in front of me that I think I could do. Right? It's like, you know, that you want to do. Like, not like work at McDonald's. But it's like, man, you can really make some money. And that's when I was like, if this is what God want me to do, this is all I'm going to focus on. And that's where I've been at. And that's how it starts.
And this guy was an artist?
Yeah. I hate to say what he was because he didn't know. He was just a really smart dude who wanted to be an artist, who wanted to be a producer, who wanted to be a label guy, but also didn't know how to talk for himself. So he would be playing music and singing a song, and then you'll be like, that's incredible. And he's like, yeah, I just need to find someone to sing it. Like, why you don't sing it? But then he would sing songs that no one could sing. Like, he would rap on piano. Like, I told that about it. And it was like, everybody's like, he's so incredible. Just give him. And then he was like, no, I just need someone to do that. And it's like, no one. To find someone who could play keyboard and rap as fast as you is impossible, so you got to be the artist, and he didn't want to. And but I thank him always because without him pulling me over that day, I'm not here talking to you. I swear. It wasn't even my goal.
Absolutely.
Like I needed someone to push me, to tell me man, you'll be good if you did that. I'm like, can I do that with you? And we did it, and now here we are.
So Ray, it's round one. You made your decision.
I'm gonna be in music.
Right? Music is the path you're gonna go, right?
Yep.
What were you up against at that time?
Everything. So you gotta understand something. I can't rap and I can't sing. So Bryce, you have talent. You can at least play the keyboard, right? It's like, I can do that, right? I can't do neither one. So the first thing I go to my mom. I'm like, Mom, I want to be in music. My mom's like, you're stupid. Why you gonna be in music? You ain't got no talent. You know, I'll never forget my best friend, Boo Man, my roommate. He was still my best friend to this day. He was like, I don't give a damn what you do. If you ain't got your $210 for the rent on the fucking 3rd, I'm gonna be the first to put your shit out. I got a girlfriend who's like, how you gonna make it in music? You ain't no talent. We broke. We ain't got nothing. We need to be trying to have a baby and live a life. And I'm like, and it was like I had all these people pulling me. I'm 21. I want to make it known I'm a kid. It's important to say that because there are kids watching this that are being pulled in different directions. But what I figured out was it was when people was telling me what they was telling me, it was their fear. It was their worries. It was their concerns.
Absolutely.
And I'm 21 and I got to tell myself that I don't even know what I'm going to do though. I'm just like, man, my mom only saying that because she can't do it. Her mom told her she can't do it. Oh, this person's saying that because that person can't do it. And I was working for Delta. I still had a job. I had a job. I wasn't one of those guys that was going to quit my job. I wasn't dumb. And then I was trying to be in music and then September 11th happened. The airline industry went into disarray. Delta is like, remember, I'm watching the towers fall from my break room while it's planes as big as the one hitting the building. It's like all of them we surrounded by them. I'm like, this is crazy. So Delta basically says, hey, look, things are tight right now. Airline industry, we don't know what it's going to be. Remember, they had to figure out how to go through security. It was a lot of like, remember the shoes, you had to take, they was trying to figure out what they was. And I just remember thinking, maybe this is a sign. Because when September 11th happened, I always look for like, when bad things happen, because I'm a God-fearing man, I'm like, what is God trying to tell us, right? Because it happened, right? He could have stopped it from happening, but it happened. So what is he trying to tell us? And I was like, maybe this is a sign for me to go for my dream. So I told Delta I took a 1 year off package, right? By the way, that lets you know I didn't really believe myself, right? Because they said, Bryce, they said, you can permanently leave. And by the way, here was the deal. If you took it, you have benefits forever.
If you left. Oh, wow.
So that was that whole thing. If you leave permanently, this is your only chance to quit because we can't pay y'all, but you can keep your benefits. That was one option. 10-year, or 5-year, 1 year.
1 year. Okay.
1 year sounds like me, Alex. Like, give me 1 year for 10, Alex.
Yeah, but that means that you bet on yourself.
I bet on myself,
right?
and the thing about it was the airline industry picked up really quick, right? So Delta calls me back to work at like December, right? 2001. Hey, Ray, we need you. And by the way they set it up, they said we call all the year people first, right? And then once we run out of them, then we call a 5-year, then we call a 10-year, right? Okay. So I'm on a 1 year, so they call me. And I'm like, look, guys, like, I know you guys call me, but I took this year to help my father. My father had HIV, and I was like, I'm just taking care of him. But he was just like my guy. He was with me everywhere I went. He wasn't sick or nothing like that.
Yeah.
And then my father dies March 3rd, 2002, suddenly. And that's when the world changed for me because it was the first time I ever dealt with real loss, and I'll tell you this story. I hate to talk about it because it kind of makes me emotional, but like, because my father had HIV since I was a kid, my mother and my father always would tell me about his insurance policy. Like, like you poor, but it's like, yo, your dad left you something happened to him. And I'm like, I don't want nothing to happen to my dad. And he would tell me. And then he died March 3rd, 2002, and the insurance policy lapsed because he was in the hospital from April, so he didn't pay his insurance. So he was in the hospital, so he didn't pay his insurance. So basically, we don't have no money coming in after his death. And I ain't gonna lie to you, Bryce, that was a moment where I said, thank you for that, God. Thank you for that. Like, I don't know what it was about it, but I didn't want to benefit from my father's death. And I just felt like I don't need that. And I remember promising him, bro. I remember sitting on his casket, and I'm like, because his name is Raymond Daniels too. I'm like, I promise you, when I go, the name Raymond Daniels will matter. And nobody cares now because, you know, my father's dead. I'm crying and you just seeing people hugging. And I'm like, my dad is right here dead. And y'all it was a repast though. I'm a kid. I don't know repast is really the celebration of life, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just hurt. And yeah, man, like my father died. I quit. So here's the story. My father dies March 3rd. Delta tells me, you got to come back to work ASAP. Matter of fact, here's what we're going to do. Since your father just died, take the rest of March. Your first day back to work is April 1st. My family's like, finally, it's over. Go back to work. I ain't gonna lie, Bryce, this is when I knew it was a battle. I guess this is the moment where I became a warrior and I didn't know I was gonna be a warrior. Was that I'm at Delta, I'm working, man, I'm like, this is my career. This is what I'm gonna be. And I remember it was like 7 o'clock push. And I was a bag runner. So, you know, if you're flying through Atlanta, you're going from LA to Amsterdam and your bag get fixed up in Atlanta, I'm the guy that would pick your bag up and take it to the next plane. Right? So I was finishing a run and I looked at the sun and I was like, I don't know why. I just saw my dad looking at me and he was like, it's the sun, it's shining on me. It's like 7. And I remember just thinking like, man, if my dad was Bill Cosby, would people be telling me to work at Delta? My dad was Bill Cosby. Would people be telling me that this the best you could do? And then I swear for some reason that registered with me. That was the moment for me where I was like, the bar has been set low for me. Like to the point my mother is trying to make me stay in a job where I'll top out making $80,000 a year. That's the best my mother think I could do.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. My spirit was defeated because you got to remember, this is the whole point. This is why I know I was a warrior. Because there was not one person I could call that would tell me, go for your dream. Every person I would have called, my mother, my sister, anybody would have called, my roommates, anybody, my girl would have told me, stay your dumb ass at Delta. You stupid if you leave. So you start realizing how much you got to call on God. Cause it's like, damn, like I know these people love me. That's the part that makes it harder. I'm not getting advice from someone who doesn't care about me. I'm getting advice from people who love me, but they don't know my potential.
Exactly.
I did.
Yeah.
So I lived on my boss office. So I'm going to this office and there's this guy named Philip Pryor. I never forget. I go to his office. I'm like, hey, man, he's on lunch. He's like, Daniels, come in. I'm like, hey, man, I got a dream. He's like, oh, okay. Nigga, everybody does. But I was like, but I was just chasing it. And they told me to come back to work. And I'm like, I just feel like it's more out there for me. And then he literally goes, because I didn't go. What no one really knows, this is how you know God is real. I did not go in his office to quit. I just was like, I need to talk to somebody who ain't me, who ain't my mother, just somebody.
Yeah.
And he was like, man. And he goes, how old are you, Daniels? 22. He literally goes, look out that break room. See everybody in there? 5 years from now, how old are you? You'll be 27. They'll still be here. They'll have 5 years seniority on you, but they'll still be here. Today's your last day. Go chase your dream. Swear to God. Today is your no, he said, I need you today. Can you finish the day? Come tomorrow, but tomorrow is your last day. Not, is that okay with you? He basically fired me, go for your dream. And it was like, damn. So I called my mother. Ma, what? I just quit Delta. You stupid motherfucker. You so fucking stupid. You have no fucking talent. Your dad died, ain't leave nothing. You just want to go for a dream. You stupid. And I was like, and she literally said to me, she said, you can't rap, you can't dance, and you can't sing. What the fuck are you gonna do? And that was the best advice and the question I could have been asked by someone I loved, because I make money doing everything now in music. I got writers signed to me. I manage writers. I publish. I got artists signed. I do everything. I literally do. There's not one hole. Someone wants to do music that I can't fill right now from the seat. And that's because my mother said, you can't rap, you can't dance, you can't sing. How the hell are you gonna be somebody?
Yeah.
And guess what? I knew that no white parents was telling their kids that. It was because my mother's mother told her that. It's because my mother's mother's mother told her that. And once I accepted that, I knew it was on me to break the cycle. Break the cycle. And that's when the battle started. Boom! I ain't gonna lie to you. That's when it was like, let's go.
Were you angry when your mother said that?
No, I wasn't angry. I want to tell you a story, bro, about my mother, man, because I want to give I talk about her in a way where it sounds bad, but my mother was the woman that I needed, right? Like, I didn't need a woman to lie to me. I needed somebody in my life that was going to tell me what they saw, even if it was a loser. And one thing about my mother, she never hold her tongue. Because her mother didn't hold hers. Like my famous line, I tell people, don't ask me the truth. I'm Lorraine's son. Don't ask me. I'm going to tell you the truth, nigga. Yeah. Don't ask me. I'm Lorraine's son. That's how she raised me. So, I grew up in a house where my mother told me, you can't, you shouldn't, you're not. Mm-hmm. So, and by the way, here's the funny part. She's still hard to accept that I'm the man. She'll meet artists. If I brought an artist to my mother's house right now, her big ass mansion, and walk the artist in, my mother would say, don't forget about me and my son when you get on. And the person looking at him like, your son is putting me on. Right? but I'm gonna be honest with you, Bryce. I don't think she's comfortable knowing she has power. She's comfortable because she's never had it. So it's like just to keep it over there. I think she likes that. My mother's like, I like only asking you for $100. If I was any other mother that was caught in your lifestyle, I'd be hitting you for thousands every day. I only hit you with $50 for bingo. Like I was hitting you when you was a kid. Yeah. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? So she's making it make sense for me, bro. I'm like, she's not lying, bro. Yeah. I could tell you, bro, I'm going to tell you, like round one, I just want to break this down, bro. There were so many things around me that God spared me. Like, I want to tell the room a deep story. This is how I know God is real. So when I had my first girlfriend when I was 19, fine ass girl too. Like I was getting pussy every day. You ain't used to that. Like every day. Like I had this fine ass girl that I was dating, and she was trying to get pregnant. But I was a young kid, young man, and I always heard put God first. You heard that as a kid, so I was trying to honor that. So the first week, this is gonna sound crazy to y'all, from 16 when I first started having sex to around 25, 26. No, I'm lying. 23. I could tell you the age, and I could tell you why. You're gonna like this. I ain't never told nobody this story, bro. So I used to not have sex for the first week of every month from 16 to 25, like 10 years straight. I don't care how much, I don't care if it was 2 girls. I'm not touching you until the 7th at 12 a.m. The 8th, I see the 8th, I'm fucking.
Yeah.
Remember I told you earlier, my family was encouraging me to have kids with this girl I was with. Why? I broke up with her to go chase my dream. She got pregnant a month later. The whole time, what's the word? When you are ovulating. Her ovulation period was the first week of every month. Think about that. Me getting away from her, not having kids, and she got pregnant. So when she got pregnant, I didn't think I can get nobody pregnant. Because we were having sex for 4 years every day. And I'm like,
and you didn't know that was the first week, or you knew?
No.
Or you didn't know?
No. I remember I remember us going to doctors, like going to see doctors, and the doctor telling us what she need to do to get pregnant. She's like, he needs to stop this week. And I'm like, don't ask me to don't tell me not to put God first, baby.
Yeah.
You know that I put God first. It was really like it was like when you young and you poor and you have nothing, and it's not like I'm the tallest nigga, I could dunk a ball, I'm the fastest nigga, or I'm a talented nigga. All I got is God. That's all I had. It's like I have a family supporting me. All I had was God. So it was like the least I could do is not have sex the first. Like that was my favorite thing to do. Sex. Nigga.
So that was like your sacrifice.
That was my sacrifice for God. Like your
agreement with God.
That was my agreement with God that I didn't know saved me, because her kids are 19 now. Like my life would have been crazy. I would have had kids from her, because she had no interest in me winning. Mm-hmm. She had no interest in me being successful. She was just like, get a job so we got some kids and live our life. And I'm like, I think I could be rich. I'll never forget. I remember we were sitting at the bus stop one day. The bus stop. And I was just, I was one of them niggas at the bus stop motivated, like Jody. Like, man, we gonna get bands, we gonna get this. Yeah. I remember she said one day to the person I was talking to, she was like, man, I hope somebody give him $1 million so he'll stop talking about getting it one day. I swear. You gotta remember like how far it is. You gonna get $1 million. Nigga, we don't even have $1,000. We don't even have a bank account. Yeah. And you think you're gonna be a millionaire?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
So I ain't gonna lie, I'll tell you what I learned from that first round prepared me for life, because I'm surrounded by people who I know love me, but they don't want what's best for me. They want what's best for them.
Yeah.
And I wanted what was best for me, and I got it. And now they got things that they never even imagined they would have because of that. And
you taught them as well. Right?
I try to. Like some of them want to listen. You know how this is, but sometimes they be like, I don't want to hear that. Just give me money when I need it. Like, okay. You know how it is with mamas, bro.
Exactly. Wow. So you basically, you had to pretty much go up against everyone that loved you.
Bro, based on what we doing, round one was me versus everyone that loved me. And I had to love myself more and tell myself it was something out there for me. And like I said, if I don't go into Philip Pryor's office and he tells me tomorrow's your last day, I probably will still be at Delta.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you see what I'm trying to say? Because sometimes you just need that motherfucker to say, man, jump. I'm like, I want to jump. What you think of? Man, jump. Yeah. Matter of fact, you jump now. I was just, nigga, jump now. I just jumped. I was like, damn. Yeah. I couldn't say, no, I want my job.
Exactly.
No. I'm like, okay, late my last day. As I called my friend and I called everybody. It was only one. I was hanging around these guys who were dreamers like you. Like, that's why we drawn to each other. They had a dream. They was like, Ray, we just got to get together as a team and make it work. And I was like, I could be a part of a team.
Ray, round two. You against the industry. Or the entire industry against you.
Yeah.
How did you, what was your mindset that carried you through, or how did your mindset change? And like, what was that whole experience like where everybody, now you went past the people that are closest to you.
Yep.
Now you're amongst a bunch of strangers that have what you want.
Yes.
And you got to get it.
The funny thing was, the industry was drawn to me. So I was rolling with these guys, some African guys, and like they really changed the fabric of who I was as a man. Like, as I'm trying to be in the music industry, they're telling me everything wrong with me that I was growing up learning, right? So it's like, you from the project, you think you could just steal, and I'm like, that's how I was raised. That's wrong. Really? How's that wrong? And they would tell me, you should, and it was like, he was almost like releasing me, because my family wasn't fucking with me. Right? They was like, nigga, you was a dumbass. He was releasing me from all of the hangups I had, everything that I was in. So I was hanging out with these guys, and what I noticed was that when I would walk in the room, and this is weird, they would love me. They didn't like them. But I'm so loyal to them. I remember running up on one of the guys from Full Force and his girl. This is when they was like doing Backstreet and everything. And they loved me. Like, they literally was like, I will hire you right now if you need. Like, they loved me, but they didn't like the people I was with. So it was one of those things where it was like Ray versus the industry, but it was also my inner circle, because, see, here's the thing that I know. Here's what made me win. This wasn't my dream. I never had it. I never was delicate with it. Like, I never treated it like, no, this is the dream. I was like, I was just like, I will go. So my point is this: we'll go to meetings. I play the music and I'm hyping them up. This is the greatest shit I've ever heard. And they'll be like, the artist is good, but the production can be better. So, I'm like, Bryce, I'm excited as fuck.
Yeah.
All we got to do is get the production better, nigga. We out of here.
Somewhere, yeah.
So we get into the car and I'm like, yo, the production need to be better. But they were the producers. Oh, I see, Ray, you buying into their hype. You believe in them. I'm like, no. But like 4 people that don't know each other all said the same thing.
Same shit, yeah.
They're going to be a part of history, not his story. Because they don't, I'm like, okay, I don't know what the fuck none of that means, but I'm just telling you the production. So those guys get so tired. And there was another beef, I'll tell you. So I was the face of the company. I was running in puff parties. Man, me and Dame laughed at, I was chasing Dame running in lights. I was like, remember that day you was in the car, them 2 white girls in the back, and you told your driver, that was me, nigga. He was like, I remember that shit. You rode up on me in the light of the club. I was like, yeah, nigga, that was me, nigga. And he looked at me, he told the driver, he had his hand around one of the white girls. He told the driver, man, get the fuck out of here. So I'm like, but here's the thing. The African guys wouldn't put my number on the CD. So like, I'll run up on Bryce Wilson. Yo, Bryce, I got this artist. He's fire. You should fuck with Bryce. I'm fucking with you, little man. Yo, here go my CD. You thinking it's my number on there. When you call, it's theirs. So people will call him, talk to them. And these guys were like, they were extra African around the industry. Like, they was Liberian. They was African in the house. But when we go to meetings, like I would get meetings set up with like Jive Records, they would come with their whole African outfits and what the fuck are y'all doing? Y'all wear jeans any other day. It was just like, Ray, we got to get rid of you because you're the problem. Because I'm American, my nigga. I don't have a mission like y'all. I just want to show my family I can make money. Yeah. Y'all trying to put on for Africa, the country, the people, the legacy. We ain't got time for that. We don't even know we good enough to do that.
Yeah.
So it was like, that was the battle. Trying to battle my internal friends to see that we got to change, while also the industry was like kind of pulling for me. Like, I like this guy if you wanted to do something. But that mom voice in my head, you can't rap, you can't dance, you can't sing. What can I do? So when people like, we want to fuck with you, I'm like, I guess so, but what can I do? So they fired me. They literally get on the group call and they like, we don't want to work with you no more.
The Africans fired you.
The Africans fired me, and I thought my life was over. Remember, I quit. See, I gotta keep in mind, I already quit Delta. I have no money coming in. I'm fucked. My girlfriend's about to leave. I'm like, and I'm trying to sell weed on the side, and I'm not a good drug dealer.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm a terrible drug dealer. I would be just giving it away, like, because I ain't smoke. I'm just like, oh yeah, just pick as much as you want. They'd be like, thank you, bro. I've had like 80 bricks in the house and all this other stuff, and they fired me. And when they fired me, the best thing that happened was the artists that we were pushing was like, if y'all fire Ray, I'm leaving too, because Ray the only one pushing us. Nigga, let me tell you a funny story. Can I just tell you a funny? Can I tell you my broke story? I want to tell you my broke story. We do it. So we hanging out in the clubs, and I'm a young nigga, but I'm breaking in doors. I don't give a fuck. I'm sneaking in back doors. I'm talking to waitresses. I'm getting in the motherfucking spots with and Bryce, 10 CDs in 5 in each pocket, nigga, running up on anybody who's somebody. I had to know who everybody was. So when they fired me, they was like, we won't work with you no more. And the artist was like, well, I'm staying with Ray. And I'm like, dog, I don't have a studio. I don't have nothing. I don't know how to do this shit. Y'all got all that. They was like, we know. But the artist wants to be dumb and go with you, so we gonna let him go. Nigga, I'm an Atlanta nigga. I called some of the people I remember meeting. I called D. Angeletti. Scared to death. That's who put me in the business. Yo, Dot, what up, Ray? Man, I don't know how you gonna feel about this, man, but the Africans, they not in the picture no more. It's just me and Noah. He's like, what? Nigga, when can you get to New York? I didn't want to work with them anyway. Then he tells me, this when the legend of Ray Daniels comes. Then he tells me, get him 3 good songs, I get him a deal. That's all I needed to hear, Bryce. I can't. And by the way, I'm driving to New York. We want to talk about rounds and bouts. I'm driving 14 hours to get a 2-hour meeting. To drive 14 hours back because ain't no MP3s. You know, it's like people don't understand the value. And you would get this of being in the room.
Yeah.
Like I could send you a UPS with a CD and, you know, hope that you get it. But nigga, I'm driving. I'm going to sit in the room with you playing the music. And he would break it down. He'd be like, yo, he's a preacher on this song. He's rapping about selling drugs on this song. He's rapping about fucking bitches on this song. I'm like, okay. And he's like, who is he? I'm like, he's all of those things. Yeah. But he got to come out as one first. I'm learning A&R. So now I'm in rooms. So I come back to Atlanta. I'm telling everybody who will listen, Lil Jon and them. I already got a deal on the table. I want you to have the first single though. You know, I'm hyping niggas up. Yo, I already got a deal on the table, but but Toomp, I want that trap sound. Toomp, like I give you some beats. I got Lil Jon beats, DJ Toomp beats, Chandre beats, everything. Nigga, and that's how I got my artist's deal. And that's literally how I got in the business. And it was funny because I got in the game. And when I did, D-Dot was teaching me shit. So D-Dot was like, little shit, like my advance was $37,500. I'll never forget because I ain't been broke since that day. Nigga, I didn't even have a bank account. I didn't open up a bank account until I was 25 and I gave him a check for $32,500. Nigga, because I had $5,000 in cash because it was Christmas time. And I couldn't take it to a check cashing place. Exactly. So I said, can you send me some of my advance in cash? Yeah. And it's like, well, I'm going to send it to UPS, so it's not insured. I run a risk.
Yeah, you're like,
I run a risk. So they send it to UPS, we get the check, and I haven't looked back. And to be honest with you, like, and you'll understand this, when I'm fighting the industry, the hard part is I'm a man, and I don't have talent. You have talent. So you being a man, they don't care. That nigga's dope. Let him in the room. You're going to actually, you touch things and turn it into color. Yeah. I'm the person that's supposed to turn it into money, and I don't know how to do that yet. So I have no real value in the room. So I've always, because I knew that based on like the round 2 of the industry, I always knew the industry I had to make them love me. I had to show them that I was one of them. I had to show them that I come from nothing. I didn't come at, you know how most niggas come at you like, I'm the dopest nigga in the world. You should fuck with me. I'm the hottest nigga in my city. I didn't do that. I was like, bro, I'm just trying to change my cards for my family, bro. Yeah. Like, I just want to, my father just died. I just want to prove that I could do, like, it was like, made people say, I'm going to help you. And that really was my mission, bro. Like, I didn't have them, it wasn't to get money. It was just, if I can take a check back to my family, they'll believe in me. It took a long time, though. It was like a long time. Like, I made my first check in 2005. My mother didn't quit her job till 2013. And I was taking care of her up until then. So it took a while for her to realize, okay, you might be good. Real, yeah. It might be real. Okay, this is, you know, it was 8 years in and, you know, she quit. And I was like, Mom, I think I could do this. So, yeah.
Now you've made it, right? Because
I got some money.
Yeah, you're starting to actually turn ideas into money, right? People are believing in you, but now you're in an industry where what I want to know is, did you like how the game was being played in the industry, or did you say to yourself, hey, I got to start writing my own rules?
I liked how it was being played because it was being played how it was in the hoods, right? It's like, when you in a hood, every hood got the cool nigga, right? You run up on him like, yo, bro, what's it? You're like, oh, yeah, them niggas over there. He don't want to talk to you. I remember my first time trying to run in Def Jam. I got off the fucking train and I see Tata in a Bentley, like 2 blocks from Def Jam. He's going this way and I'm going that way. And I'm like, yo, Tata, Jay-Z friend. I don't know what he is. I'm like, yo, bro, I'm trying to get on, He was like, Def Jam right there, that building. Go stand outside right there. Everybody gonna be out there. I was out there for 2 hours. I didn't see no damn body. These are the moments that make you great because you start realizing you've seen enough movies. You've seen Happy Gilmore where he's like, meet us on the green at 3 a.m. And then you see the water comes on. Now you're like, oh, those guys really don't fuck with. They was hazing me.
Yeah.
I could understand that.
Exactly.
Now when I go talk to somebody, I looked for the haze. Man, I'll never forget. I ran up on Kedar Massenberg. And this one, he was the president of Motown. I was the nigga hanging out at buildings. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. And my man, one of the African goes, that guy, you always say you need to talk to a president. That's the president of Motown right there. I said, him? That's the... Nigga, I walk up with Kedar. I walk this close to Kedar. And I'm like, hey, man, he's on his phone. And Kedar is not tall.
Yeah.
So he was by himself. I guess he waiting to drive, so he's on his phone. So he did his little move with his body. My man, you don't see him on a fucking phone? By the way, that's how family talk to me.
Exactly.
I can deal with that. It's the professional part. Hey, how you doing, sir? Well, I'm a little nervous, but you curse at me, nigga. I've heard that since I was a baby.
Exactly.
So he's like, man, fuck out my face, man, little nigga. So I was like, so he said, back up. I'll never forget, Bryce. I want to demonstrate. I did this. He said, like, 1 foot. I take 1 step back and I stare at him the whole time while he's on the phone. Stare at him and he's getting irritated. Like, man, I'm going to call you back. He's like, little nigga, what you don't understand about that? I said, bro, I know this is probably the only chance I ever get to meet a nigga like you. So I'm sorry if I offended you, but you got to understand this is my only chance. It's ways and rules and how this shit go. You got to understand the rules and shit. Well, teach me. Teach me, my nigga. Tell him, he goes, you got to get an A&R. I don't know none of them. Yeah. Then he sends me upstairs to a guy named Dwight Watson. I never forget. He signed the white tee nigga. He's like, hold on, call the phone. I got this little nigga. Meet this little nigga. I don't know what he said to him, but by the time, Bryce, I walked in that bitch like, that's how it's done. Because remember, he's in front of his office.
Exactly.
So he's getting in his car, and I'm walking in the building, my niggas like, this is how we do it. Yeah. I'm running up on anybody. Man, we got upstairs, man, we was playing the nigga the music. Dwight the music. This everybody up dancing in the room. We turned up, dancing, jumping up. This nigga's looking at a book. Yeah, that's good. Next song. I was like, yeah, y'all got a lot of work to do. Cool. Any advice? Nah, just keep working, bro. You'll be good. So I walked out the room. I'm a nigga from the streets. He called him and told him embarrass us. I know it. That's what I would have done. Ayo, by the way, humble this little nigga.
Yeah.
This little nigga need to understand. I get it, but he missed out on a great opportunity. So that's how I look at it. See, if
so the hazing continued.
Yes. So it's like everywhere I go, you noticing, but the hazing, but then I'm realizing I could stop it. Cause now I'm in the game. Mm-hmm. So now instead of hazing young niggas and saying, yo, go that way, and knowing they're gonna get beat up, I say, yo, bro, I know people telling you to go that way to get beat up, but this way you should go.
Yeah.
Just that takes nothing. Yeah. I did that for about 10,000 motherfuckers in the business. Mm-hmm. So everywhere I go, I get love. Cause it's like, yo, Ray, you told me this. I'm like, I did? I'm just telling you right. That's my whole thing. I look at this like I'm on a yellow brick road and we all trying to find the Wizard of Oz, and I know the nigga ain't real.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm the nigga saying, hey, yo, nigga, you know the wizard ain't real, bro. Real. That ain't real, nigga. But look, it's taking the courage you're using to get to him is the courage you need to win. The brains it's taking to get to him is the brains you need to win. Because it's like the alchemist story, letting people understand it's in you already. So that's what life teaches you. If you got to the table, you got beat up to get here.
Yep.
You know what I'm trying to say? Yep. So that's why I didn't mind the music industry, because they were beating me up, but then they would let me beat up people. And I'm like, well, I ain't gonna beat nobody up. I'm actually not going to beat anybody up. I'm going to help them. And then what I started noticing, Bryce, was I started noticing the other black execs was taking a liking to me. And I want to just say this because this changed my life. So you know this, nigga, you've been a hot nigga in this shit before. You know how I go. So I did a couple. So I come in the game 05 with Noah. He fires me 06. I started managing Rock City. I do a deal for them for 1.5 million 07. That's when my life completely changed, right? But in doing the deal, everybody was trying to sign them, including this one guy named Kevin Hall. And this is a story I want to share because if anybody could hear this that wants to be in the music industry, this changed my life. So Kevin missed out on the Rock City deal for 1.5 million. Because he couldn't do the deal, and we wanted to go Ethiopia, who was his counterpart.
Yep.
They couldn't compete against each other. So, Big John, other labels, you could compete. But with Kevin, I had to basically verbally tell him no, because if you send an offer in, then that means Ethiopia can't, right? Exactly. So you got to take your offer out. So I basically go to him like, yo, bro, I ain't gonna do it with you. My guy's like E, he's cool, real cool. So a year later, I'm managing this guy named Verse Simmons. No, I'm lying. I'm gonna tell you more. It's more to the story. So a year later, I'm in a writing camp for the Pussycat Dolls that we started. The first writing camp I actually think was started because of our record. Because what happened was we did this record for Pussycat Dolls called When I Grow Up. And we did it for Nicole, and Jimmy wanted it for Pussycat. And he said, and we was like, nigga, Pussycat Dolls aren't even working right now. They are now. I'll make the album in 2 weeks. This is the first single, unless somebody beats it. He flies the entire music industry out to LA to work on Pussycat Dolls album, right? So we're in the studio, and it was like, Bryce, you'll get this. So in the room is Akon, Rock City, Jimmy Iovine, and my new producer that I just found. My man Kevin Hall walks in. He's like, who's he? He's unpublished. I want him. I'm like, bro, I just met him like a month ago.
Yeah.
Give me like 6 months. And he was like, I know how you get down. How much you gonna want in 6 months? Nigga, sweater, you already know. Yeah. He said, how much you gonna want in 6 months? So I'm like, 600,000?
Yeah.
Shake my hand, I give it to you right now. On one condition, that you can't shop him. Nigga, I just met this nigga. You just met this nigga last week.
Yeah.
That's how hot I am, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I get a nigga the deal. This nigga disappears. I don't know him, Bryce. I get the nigga 600,000. This nigga goes on tour. He's in a band. I didn't know he was in a band. He's playing on a gospel tour for Dave Hollister. He's Dave Hollister's music director. So he's on tour. So now Kevin Hall is calling me. Like, I got this nigga $600,000. And he ain't working. He's on tour. So I'm like, what do you want me to do? So he's like, so anyway, now fast forward a year later. This is 09. I'm managing Verse Simmons. Verse Simmons wants a deal. Now, Javon's deal was 600,000. Roxy deal 1.5. I don't know how to do a deal for under 100. I don't know how to do a deal for under 6 figures. I feel like I'm on fire, nigga.
Exactly.
I'm like, nigga, Bryce, you can't tell me. I'm like Kanye. Y'all niggas can't tell me nothing. This black man changed my fucking life this moment. So I walk in his office, and Verse. He's like, how much you want for it? I'm like, $750. The nigga goes, where you get that number from? Swear to God.
That's what Kevin does.
Kevin said, it's me and him in the office. I'm trying to make a deal. He says, where you get that number from, 750? I was like, what you mean? He's like, where did the number come from? I'm like, I'm doing this with my eyes. I'm like, and he was like, you made it up, didn't you? Bryce, I'm like, ain't that what you're supposed to do? I thought you were supposed to make it up, right? He was like, then he goes, where's the money? How much money you made from that deal we did with the producer? And I told him. He was like, where's that money? I was like, what you mean? He was like, where is it? It's gone, ain't it? I'm like, yeah. and then he says, and look at you in here trying to rob me again. You trying to rob somebody else. No. You fucked me on that producer deal. Now you trying to make me do this. Then he tells me, Zach Katz. This would change my life. He said, Zach Katz. You know who Zach Katz is? Zach Katz is my man. I'm like, of course I know Zach. He said, Zach, how many spins is on your Verse record? Because he had a record that was out. It was like 47, right? This when niggas was counting them spins, mix show spins. I got 49 spins last week. He's like, how many spins you got on this record this week? I was like 47. He was like, then he plays me. I never forget he plays me. Jason Derulo, what you say? And he says, this record has 10,000 plays on radio right now, on pop radio. And I just signed them for $75,000. That's how white boys get rich. Meanwhile, you gonna come in here and rob the bank every chance you get. You gonna make royalty money. And then he goes to me, he says, how old is little Raymond right now? I said, he's a year old. He said, by the time he's fucking 5, you're gonna be out the business. That scared the shit out of me. And I'm like, how?
He chin checked you.
He chin checked me.
Yeah.
It was like the first time somebody told me, nigga, if you don't put your fist right here, you're gonna get, and I was like, how do you do it?
Yeah.
Then he goes, you have to learn how to spend the money like it's yours. He said, all these black guys walking here making up these astronomical numbers, these white boys gonna get rid of us soon because we just making numbers up. We not understanding the business. Understand the business. Matter of fact, I'll teach you and I'll give you a partnership. Because he was like, how about this? Instead of me giving him $750, well, I'll give you a joint venture and you sign him for $75,000 and you own it. And then when little Raymond is 16, you can give him checks. Because this is important to this story. It's so important. So he tells me, I'm gonna give you a venture, but I need half your company. Nigga, okay. So we do a deal. I give him half my company. He gives me a venture. He gives me $10,000 a month. So now I already know I'm straight for the next 3 years. $10,000 a month pays all my bills. So now I'm just grinding. And I was just signing writers and producers for like $30,000, $40,000. Now here's the important part. He wound up getting fired and got done dirty during the when they're doing the layoffs, but 2015, this is in 2009, I told you. 2015, 16, I'm working for Interscope. I'm unhappy. I want to quit. I quit. I tell my lady, I don't know how we're going to figure this shit out, but I got to put my happiness first. Why I get my first royalty check? $110,000. From that deal I did 7 years ago. That's my first check I ever got. By the way, my son, I bought a car, 16th birthday, that check. Like, think about that. Like, I make $200,000 a year from my catalog because this black man said, nigga, stop robbing, start building.
Stop being a nigga.
Stop being, that's the exact words. He said, stop being a nigga and start being a black businessman. And that was my dream. And at that moment, and from that point forward, I was slowly going up. It was like, because everybody liked me because I could talk, but it was like, I was a businessman now. I'm signing writers, I'm signing producers, and I own copyrights that I can hand to my kids forever. Like, my catalog brings in about like 200,000 plus a year, and that's if I don't get out the bed. Think about that. Like, this man gave me an opportunity to make that's a job for some niggas. Yeah. That's a damn good job for some niggas. I make 200,000 a year. I make that if I don't get out of bed. Because of that deal. Yeah. And that's what I mean by, that's why I stop so many of us and say, hey, look, come here. Because if he didn't grab me, I thought I was hot. I'm looking at him like, shut your lame ass up. He's like, I might be lame, but I'm rich. And I could teach you how to get rich, but you got to stop doing nigga business. Chincheck the fuck out of me, changed my life. I started doing real business, and here I am. That was 2009. Here I am 16 years later on still high as ever because of how I do business.
Wow. That doesn't even exist.
No, and that's why I fight so much for executives, because I'm like, if Kevin Hall doesn't stop Ray Daniels at that moment, I don't know where Ray Daniels goes. Yeah. Because we don't have father figures. We don't have man figures. We don't have nobody who we don't, it's, as a black man, it's just to call someone that, and Kevin Hall was the first black man I ever met that wanted to look out for me. And I love him to this day. He can get anything he wants anytime from me because he's the first person to say, hey, little nigga, you're doing it wrong. Yeah, slow down. And by the way, what I had to figure out, what you'll appreciate is, most niggas just don't know how to do it right. Yep. And that's the real issue. And I do now. That's why I talk so loud.
I was one of them. But there's an interesting thing you said that I don't think people really understand. There's a point in you where you start to embrace the fire.
I love it.
Right? Your family's telling you, don't go that way. It's a fucking fire, right? Everyone else is telling you that, right? And then you get in the business, and then you get to the point that warriors get to, where you understand.
I'm knocking these niggas the fuck out. Exactly. Niggas, like, you just stop realizing how easy it is.
Yeah. And even if, like, this shit go burn all my clothes off, I'm eating tuna fish for 5 months, but this fire is necessary for where I want to go and where I need to go.
And here's the thing that I want you to understand. Once you get one win, the more wins you get, the more, even if you don't win and you just hit the ball and you're like, the better you get at it, the more it motivates you to come every day. It's like progress. Men have to progress. If a man isn't progressing, that's why niggas play video games, because at least I'm winning the game. It's like men have to progress. And just, looking at it through that lens, it's like, bro, like, we getting busy right here. Like, we really like pushing this shit forward in a way, because and showing men like this is how it's supposed to work. And That's why I like this concept, the Chincheck podcast, because it's like, I tell my son every day I tell my son, one day you're going to get punched in the mouth. And Daddy's not going to be there. And that might not be a physical punch, but it might be just a business punch. It might be something else.
Yep.
And I just want you to be ready for it.
Because it's coming.
So hang out with Daddy, watch Daddy work, watch Daddy duck. You
Exactly.
start realizing that shit don't even get to me no more.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm such a warrior at what I do.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's great stuff. You embracing the fire and you understanding the science behind it, you know, and the science behind success, because we all run from the fire and real warriors and real winners, you know, we jump through the fire because we understand it's necessity, right? Which brings us to round 3, which I think is going to be my favorite round with you.
What's round 3, bro?
So round 3 is this. You're a made man now. Yeah. You're a self-made man, right?
Thank you for that.
You made it through the jungle,
yes.
right? But now you're in a different jungle. Number 1, you're the star.
Yes.
So you're not behind anybody anymore, right? Now you ain't got to push nobody. Now it's you, right?
Okay.
So that's the first part, is that Ray's the fucking star. The second part is it's Ray against the culture. Because you're teaching, you're guiding, but there's another part that I really, really like that I see from you, which is you have this unapologetic thing for what I see from 2 reasons.
Yeah.
One, I'm established. I fucking done it. Y'all can't tell me nothing.
Period.
The other thing is I know who I am and y'all ain't gonna bend me.
Yes.
Like, you're not gonna let the culture impose its will over you because you're continuing to write your own rules.
I love how you go on it, because that, when I heard round 3, the first thing I thought to myself was like, once you beat the industry, and this is what people don't understand. And what I mean by beat the industry, meaning you went in and you got what you wanted from it. You know, like you got the money, you got whatever you want. Once you beat the industry, you start looking at your own life. You know, like start looking at yourself, looking at what you have to change going forward, right? You know, I have a daughter. My daughter's 8. You know, having a little girl changed my whole fabric of who I am, because now it's like when my son is like, I want to prepare him to get punched in the mouth. I'm not gonna ever tell my daughter you're gonna get punched in the mouth,
exactly.
right? So I try to make the world better for her, so she doesn't get punched in the mouth. Because if it happens, it would just break my heart. So for me, as I'm growing, my daughter made me better, my son made me strong, and all of these things happen. But the hard part is me versus trying to almost fix my shit now. Like
you versus you.
Me versus me. Round 3, Ray versus Ray.
Ray versus Ray.
Yeah, and
this is the championship.
Yes, this is the championship. Because if you beat this, no one can beat you. Like,
exactly.
I'm being honest with you. I'll tell you this as my brother. I feel unbeatable right now. I feel unbeatable because I love fire.
Yeah,
I'm more comfortable when it's fire. I actually don't even know how to operate when it's not fire around, because it's like I wake up and look for the fire because I can't have, like, as a man, I just had to develop this. If I feel fear, and I mean by like real fear, like I'm afraid of heights, but I don't have no reason to challenge that. Like, it ain't like I'm like, nigga, I ain't got to challenge that. Like, that's unnecessary. But when I feel a fear, like fear of this, fear of that person, I run to it because I have kids now. And as a father, I can't be afraid of anything. So when I feel it, I gotta handle it today because it's in me. I can't even look my son in the eye if I know something scares me.
Yeah.
I gotta go face it right now. Like when I'm about to get shots, I hate shots. I'm like, I sit down again, I just imagine my kid's face. I don't flinch, no nothing. Nigga. My kids will never see me jump. Because when he's in his shot, I'm like, don't jump, it's okay. You see what I'm saying? So you start understanding the necessary experience as a man, as a leader. You have to experience more to prepare your whole family for whatever's gonna come. And that's the part that I love the most, the Ray versus Ray, where it's like, and then another thing is you also realize that your skills might not go to your children, right? You know, like, your kid might not be as good as you as what you are. You got to figure out what they are. So a lot of it for me is just like Ray trying to become better for Ray and Ray's legacy. I would say that for the round Ray versus Ray. That's how I see it.
So when I look on social media, right?
Okay.
three years ago, I would look at your posts, and for me, it was just like, oh, this dude is smart. I would just really like your angles, right?
Thank you.
Now it's shifted. Now it's evolved. A different thing I'm witnessing, right? And which I really relate to, because that's spiritually how I am, right? I see you now having such strong, unapologetic, I don't care opinions, right?
Yes.
You're not playing to the culture. You're not playing to the crowd. You're not following whatever the mainstream's doing. If you don't agree with it because of what your life experience have taught you and what your brain has taught you, you stand on your own too, which I really appreciate. And I love looking in the comments because I just see what I see people that are easily programmed by the system. And then I see the other people creeping in that are like, I agree, and people giving their perspectives. So to me that's the ultimate fight for you. Because you're fighting. You built this culture, right?
Yeah.
You're one of the architects of this culture, and now you're standing out in a sense against a piece of
my people.
Yeah, your people and something you helped build.
And the reason why is because I think God chooses us. Like everything that happens in my life, I swear to you, I'm like, what is God trying to tell me by that happening? And I think God chooses us to experience things for reasons of like for his kingdom, if you will, right? Where it's like, so like out, man, dog, I got beat up by my family. I got beat up by the game. I got beat up every day. And then I got beat up so much to the point where the punches didn't matter no more. And I didn't even realize that I was hitting back and they was getting beat, right? So when you get to this place where it's me versus me, it's almost like I could tell Bryce what he could do. Bryce could tell Ray what he could do. But Bryce and Ray don't see themselves the way we see each other, right? It's like I carry everything with me.
Yeah.
I only see what I'm seeing. Like you only see what you're seeing, right? Yep. So the concept of like you internally always asking yourself, how can I get better? How can I be better? Why did I do that? Why am I afraid of that? Like why don't I speak on that? Why is anyone not speaking on that? And then what happened is I developed my voice. My voice is of a black father. And if of a black father in the house, he never was the most popular one. His lessons are not popular. They're necessary. Mm-hmm. So when I'm telling you what I'm telling you, I don't care if you don't want to hear it. It's like my mother told me so many things as a child that stuck with me. Like, listen, those gonna be your friends, but they ain't gonna be your friends for the rest of your life. As y'all grow up, y'all gonna grow apart. I'm like, you crazy? And it happened. Right? So you start understanding she's lived more life than me. She knows more life than me. Yeah. So she might not understand what I'm doing, but she understands life. So I heard things like that from my mother that was stuck with me. And all these things you hear. And then you get to this place where you, like you said, Bryce, where I'm like, I'm up, I'm winning. And now it's like, who am I going to be? You know what I'm talking about. Like as a man, you start recognizing your power and you start saying, how am I going to use this? Like, I ain't going to lie to y'all. It's only a woman in here, so I'm going to say this. Shay, don't judge me. I love bitches my whole life. And if you think the game that I use to get in the music industry is the game I use to get pussy. I gotta say that. It's important to say. You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
No one's ever said that.
No one's ever said it, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
So the game that I use,
I just realized, like, I think
well, you do, we all do, right? So the game I used to get women was the game I used to get the game. So I'm getting women since I was like 14, 15, 16. So now I'm getting money at 25. So I'm like, damn, this game works, but I'm still having fun fucking getting chicks, getting this. And then you got to the point where you're like, all right, Ray, do you really want to be rich? Because you know what you got to give up, nigga. Because every man knows,
yes, in
order to win at anything, you have to take on the discipline. Yep. So it's like, Ray, you ready for the biggest discipline of them all? And I'm like, I'm going to try. So I have to make sense of it, right? So it's like, you fuck with a girl and you be like, what did I do that for?
Yep.
What did I get out of that?
Yep.
Like, I could have. Then you realize what she getting out of it. Like, hold the fuck on. Yeah. This motherfucker's asking for money, and I'm like, hold on. Let's stop. Let's reset this shit. Yeah. What is going on right now? Yeah. So that's what I was. Where it was like, Ray, you've made yourself a millionaire. You've also had a lot of women. Imagine if you had half those women. How much richer would you be?
Yep.
So then I'm like,
yep.
All right, God, I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. So,
did you ever look at your past self with those women, and were you ever embarrassed of yourself?
Nah.
No?
Nah, hell no. I did what I had to do.
You better than me then.
Nah, nigga. Hey, listen.
better than me.
I have said on record, when I'm doing motivational speaking, I talk to young men, I'm like, who in here, how far are you willing to go for your dream? Niggas like, I'll go all the way. I say, would you eat stink pussy every day? Would you do it? They all get quiet. Like, what that? I said, I did it. Because I ain't had nowhere to stay.
Mm-hmm.
And this bitch let me live with her. And because I was living with her, any chance she get, she would put it on my face. What I'm supposed to do, nigga? How do I know this, Bryce? You know I know this, Bryce? Because one of my men picked me up. He was dropping me off at her house. It was 3 a.m. I've just finished passing out flyers. He was dropping me off in the house. And you know how a nigga don't get out the car? Bryce, you start doing like this, like.
Yeah.
So he doing like that, like, yo, ain't this where y'all live? Yeah. Okay, you ain't gonna get out? And I was like, I am, bro, but I know as soon as I get up there, take a shower, get into bed, I'm gonna have to do things to her. He's like, damn. I swear to God, he said, it was like, damn. But bro, I gotta get home. My nigga said, you gotta go upstairs. and my point is that you should never be ashamed of the ugly things you had to do, because if I knew better, I would have done better. And that's okay. I think my mother always says, God protects babies and fools. Babies and fools. So it's like, I was dumb. I didn't know any better. I was just doing my best. And that's all I knew. I knew I could sling some dick, and I knew I needed a place to stay. And I knew I could make those two work.
Yeah.
And I needed a car to drive. So every time she went to work in the morning, I took her car, I was Jody. But guess what? I didn't go home and bullshit. I was hanging out at studios all day while she was at work, picking her up from work, taking her to school. After I leave that, I've done everything. So I'm never going to be ashamed of what I've done. But here's the best part. My kids don't have to do it. That's why I did it for. And that's what I want people to understand as our community is.
And you forgive yourself.
I did what I had to do.
That's a whole nother battle. Yeah,
I did what I had to do to get where I needed to go. And I didn't sell my soul. Like, I like women, you know. Sometimes it just wasn't as fresh as it should have been, and I had to do what I had to. It's just life, you know what I'm saying? And maybe she was young and didn't know, you know what I'm saying? We all young, you don't know no better. As you get older, they start smelling better, you know that. Yeah. The older you get, the better they smell, because they start learning how to take care of it, right? But when I was a young nigga trying to come up, I did whatever I had. Dog, I lied and hosted, like this whole setup, hosted Cool cigarettes. Me and like 30 of my friends, they paid us $250 each and the host $500. Nigga, none of us smoke Cool cigarettes. I ain't never smoked a cigarette in my motherfucking life, but I'm in there like, no, Cool, it calms me down. Yeah. It gives me this, and they like, they recorded like, good. And I'm like, I've done so many ugly things to get here, but my deal with God is, when I don't have to do it no more, I won't. And I don't, so I don't.
I love that.
And by the way, and I also told God, and to make up for it, when I get up there, I'm gonna help as many people as I can. It's like, I'm gonna fix my karma, God. Exactly. I'm gonna fix it, but I did what I had to do. So no, I wouldn't change nothing. It's nothing. Wow. It's nothing. And I'll be honest with you, like, but I also wasn't a big better. Like, that was, if I had to look back on one, like when I look at myself, like I'm like, Ray, you did good. You did really good. You did way better than you think you did, but you could have did much, much, much better if you would have just took some bets. I'm just not a betting man, right? So this last 3 years has been me betting. And I ain't gonna lie, God has shown up in ways.
This is a big bet for you.
Dog, but
because you're not betting on someone.
You're betting on yourself. Yeah. But the one thing I will say is, and you know this, you was in your room one day playing with a piano and you said, I think I could turn this into some money for me and my family. And you did it. Mm-hmm. Can't nobody tell you shit after that. Yeah. Because what they would have told you before that is you can't do it. Yeah. And you know that.
Which they did.
That's why they can't tell you nothing. So the hard part for Ray versus Ray is Ray understanding that now I have to embrace listening to others. Because now it's me versus me. It's not me versus the industry where I got to figure them out. Now I got to figure me out. So the last few years has been me figuring me out. And I will tell you this. I tell this to anybody listening. Get to know yourself. Like, I know everything about me. Like, I know why I like women. I know why. I ask myself, why did you do that, Ray? Yeah. Why do you want that, Ray? If you had that, you know what you would do with it, right? Yeah, because it's like you start asking yourself, then you start being like, I ain't got to go down there. Like, you know what, Bryce? I know if I go down there, I already know what I'm gonna do.
You know it's there.
So I'm not gonna go down there. I'm gonna go this route, right? And I'm so good that I can get whatever I wanted down there to follow me over here.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been on.
That's a life lesson right there.
Listen, bro, I tell this to anybody. If you're trying to, most of us in life are running a rat race. I'm not gonna say a rat race because that's not they're chasing their tails like a dog. They're running in circles. Mm-hmm. They're tired. They're tired as fuck. So they think they're running. By the way, they are running. They just ain't getting nowhere. Yep. Right? So they tired as hell. So my whole thing is stop running in circles and learn to walk straight. You know why most people don't walk straight? Because when you ask them where they want to go, they don't want to own the decision. Most people live their life and that's what Ray had to learn in the Ray versus Ray round. Most people live their life coming in the game saying, I'm going to do my best and whatever it gives me, I'm going to get it. And that was me. But now I live my life saying, I want to be that. I'm going to be that. And I'll tell you, I said, I had my eye on Steve Harvey. I was like, I want to be the next Steve Harvey. And the reason why I said that is because he's America's black father. Yeah. He talks like a black man. We all know his kids. He's respected. His wife is respected. His business is amazing. And when he opens his mouth with a cigar in his mouth, he still talks like the same Steve Harvey from the fucking Apollo. And I was like, so now I started to answer your question on how I did my life. Mm-hmm. I use Steve Harvey as my example. Steve Harvey was the king of comedy. I need to be the king of music execs. Because how can I tell, like you just said, at first you were intelligent. Mm-hmm. I needed to establish that. That was my king of comedy moment. That was like, let me be the biggest voice of executives, and then I could talk about other shit. But if I talk about other shit without that, then it's like, who are you again? Yeah. So for me, it was like, establish yourself. And now I'm in this place, but it's different. It's like, I don't want it. Steve Harvey was auditioning. I'm building. So I put myself on. I do my own shit. And it's been expensive and it's been hard. But the best part about it, I know, is that if it works, when it works, we ain't never stopping because I'm not built to stop. Yeah. Nigga, I've been in the music business 20 years, still making 20, nigga. Black writers, songwriters lose it after their 20s. My nigga's 43, the biggest in the game because of how we approach music, how we approach the business, how we approach life. So I'm bringing that to what I'm doing in this, and it's working.
From the Ray versus Ray round, what did you learn from it? What's your takeaway from it?
Surrender. Men always talk to women about submission, right? Because we're the superior species, stronger, whatever it is. But the way God set it up, men have to surrender. And the Ray versus Ray chapter taught me that I have to surrender to my family. I have to surrender to God. I have to surrender to everybody around me and basically become a servant, right? So my surrender looks like I don't do anything for me anymore, right? Like even this conversation, like this is God's work we're doing. This can change someone's life. I'm showing you how to do it. Like learn it and surrender. So what I would tell anybody is that you're not in control. And most of us are unhappy because we want control so bad. So once you just let go of the wheels, but here's the key. Say out loud what you want. After you say it out loud, write it down. And then look at it and hold yourself accountable. Because let's say if I say I want to be in shape. That's one of my lists. Every time I eat a cookie, I'm going against what I wrote down. Let's say if I say I want to be the best person, the richest man on earth. Every chance I got to make some money or learn how to make some money, I should be doing it. Because that's my goal. So to me, the Ray versus Ray chapter to me is just showing us that we have no control over our lives. Have no control. We're all on God's terms. So as a man, when I surrendered, when I said, God, here's what I want. Now I'm putting it in your hands. It was like I had to lose things. I had to learn things. And I'll tell you this because this is what the lesson that I learned. This is what God showed me. Most of us, you know how we look at seasons of life. Most of us are in winter and have been living in winter our whole lives. Now, here's the important part of winter. Winter, what happens then in winter? Everything dies. So spring can give you new things. So God is really sitting around watching all of us fight to keep winter around us. So surrendering looks like, that's my man, I'll do anything to keep him happy. Or that's my wife, I don't care what I got to do to keep her happy. When the reality is you should be doing what you know you need to do as a man, and she should be happy with that. The same way she should be doing what she's doing as a woman, and you should be happy with that because we've surrendered. Rather than saying, nah, not supposed to look like this. Mm-hmm. How do you know? You're not God. When I told God everything I wanted, and I said, I'm gonna let go, he showed me everything I wanted. But the hardest part was I had to close doors. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a Virgo, so I had like 1,000 tabs open. Then you start realizing how many people you gotta let go. Because if you hold on to something, you gotta let go. So he can put something else in your hand. So a lot of times, we just don't wanna let go to have that moment to say, if you believe and you know it's real, let go. And when I did that, I'm not gonna say everything I wanted came true, but everything that I needed to see to figure out what I really wanted, he showed me. And that's why and by the way, I've never said none of this on camera because it's so personal to me and it's so important. But look, if you're watching this right now, look at your life. Look at the shit that's stressing you out. Is it a bill? Is it a car that you shouldn't have? Let that shit go. You know what I'm saying? Is it a relationship you shouldn't have? Because you don't want to be lonely. Let that shit go. Like, do you believe that you're special? Do you believe that God sees you? If you do, let that shit go and let him send the people he wants for you to find you. Most of the time, we just waiting for the person to find us and leave the people we with. It don't work like that. That's what Ray learned in the Ray versus Ray chapter. It don't work like that. You can pray all you want, but he needs you to get in position and get ready for it. And usually that means letting shit go so I can send you more shit. And that's what I would say I learned from the Ray versus Ray chapter. Surrender to God, surrender to your family, surrender. Don't submit, surrender. Men like that word. Surrender is good.
Yeah, I'm sure you smacked a lot of the viewers around in this interview. You definitely smacked me around. I've had a lot of opening, my eyes.
But to me, I'll say this. The reason why I love what you're doing is because it's about fellowship. And black men, because we're all out here trying to figure it out, we don't stop to talk to each other. Sometimes it's just hearing a nigga say, man, I'm dealing with some shit too. Just makes you feel not, I don't want to say good, but it makes you feel not alone. And most of the time we feel alone in the struggle, alone and everything. And I'm like, you're not alone, bro. We just got to talk to other brothers. So I just appreciate you letting me be a part of this episode because this is what it's about. Brothers and sisters sitting in a room, understanding each other, not judging each other, understanding each other, learning about each other. You might tell me something that changed my life. And I might tell you something and now we're better. But we're not talking to each other. We're just competing with each other. Just want to be the nigga. No one gets better. And all I care about is us being better.
I like that. Well, that leads us into our final round. Round 4.
What are we calling this round? I want to hear.
Round 4 is legacy.
Ooh.
What do you want to leave behind? What do you want to leave behind for your family, and what do you want to leave behind and instill in the culture?
So I'm gonna say this: that it's the same answer, but it's the culture first, and then my family benefits is how I see it. So I'm sorry. Ask the question again. I'm sorry, I forgot. What was the question?
How do you want to leave
legacy? Okay, we're on legacy. My bad. All right. So with legacy, it's this movie. And my team knows, they probably get tired of me. I always reference movies. It's this movie called Pleasantville.
Yeah.
And it's a movie the movie starts off in black and white, right? It's a town called Pleasantville. The whole town is black and white. And this woman comes in town, and she's the only person in color. And every time she touches someone, they turn into color. And by the time the movie's over, the movie's in color. I want my legacy to be that for the culture. I want people to say, we saw the picture, but Ray helped us see the colors in it. He helped us see the beauty in it. He helped us see everything in it so that we can see ourselves better and be better. So, and I feel like if I do that, my family can walk with the pride knowing that my father or my husband or my son or whatever it is that I am to you, my cousin, he really went out there and changed the world, right? Like, I say this to you. I never said none of this stuff. When I first got in the music business, I think I told you guys, I remember I promised God, I'm like, I'm going to take care of my family. I'm going to get us out there. I retired in 2022, fake retirement. Like, because I had enough money where I didn't have to work. I paid off all my houses. And I called a meeting with my family, and I gave my family like $130,000. I gave like, Uncle Derek, man, you've always been my hero. Here's a check. Uncle Michael, I never got, here's a check. And I gave everybody money, and I was like, I'm retired. And then I said, like an hour later, I said, now I'm calling everybody together to tell you, I'm coming out of retirement. But I want y'all to understand something. As a man, I completed my mission with y'all. Not only did I go win for us, I came back and gave everybody something. I looked out for everybody, but now I got a bigger mission, and it's helping the world. And that's where I'm at. And that's when I said, put a camera in front of me. And it's like, once you say it out loud and write it down, it becomes your responsibility. And once I said it, you know, it's that. So my legacy for me is hopefully that everyone I impacted, I made them see black men better. I made them see black men as better businessmen, better fathers, better everything. And that's my goal, is to represent the black man on this earth the best way I can. And, you know, that means being myself, though. I ain't trying to be perfect, but I just want to be my best version of myself. And every day I want to get better. And I just want to make sure my kids are proud of who I am. And they'll be proud based on when they walk in the room and they say, oh, yeah, my name's Ray Daniels. Ray Daniels, your dad? Yeah. Man, that's how they going to know what their dad did. And that's my legacy to me. That's what I'm going for.
I love it. I love it. Well, we appreciate you coming on the show. And I appreciate you for everything, because, you know, this, for me, this was, I'd watch you and I'd be like, you know, after like a year, I was like, I want to fuck with him.
But see, here's the thing. We're here now, and this is how it works. You just get in, we get cool, you do my show, I do the show you was doing, and then it's like kindred spirits. It's like, I feel you understand me. And it also takes good women being around. Because sometimes, you know, men, that video where she'd be like, this my man, and he about to that's really some real shit, because men won't stand up for ourselves. Like, we won't, yo, Bryce, come fuck with me. So having Shay and Chastity put everything together, and Rocky is like, this is what it should look like. Absolutely. This is what black excellence looks like. We come together and we create something excellent that we could all be proud of, that makes the world better. What the fuck is better than that?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Appreciate you having me.
Thanks a lot, brother. So thanks, everybody, for watching the Chincheck podcast. Thanks to all my warriors. I just want y'all to know, if this is the content y'all like, because we only going to have warriors here, only warrior spirits. We're only going to get in depth with the fight in life. Please like, share, and subscribe.